Hello, everyone, and welcome to my vlog from Finland. This vlog is dedicated to the event in the framework of the Ukraine DigiTrans project. This is the Erasmus Plus capacity building in higher education project called Digital Transformation of Medical Education in Ukraine, co-founded by the European Union. And we are about to delve into the event happening at Laura University this April. It is the trainer workshop, the first session for the trainers from Ukrainian partner universities. We have 5 partners universities from Chernivtsi, Kyiv, Odessa, and Lviv. And this vlog will be dedicated to the outcomes of these 5 intense days of trainings at the Laura University of Applied Sciences. Before we move on, I want to express my great gratitude and great respect to the team who were preparing all of the materials and were managing us, all of this big cohort of learners. And we really appreciate the work. And it was a great experience and great to have knowing you and having face-to-face conversations, not online finally. And yeah, here we go. Let's check out what we've been up to these 5 days. So I'll start with the fact that this is my first time being in Finland, and I was really excited. And it was really great to check out the Nordic part of our world. The event happened at the Tikkurila campus of Laura University of Applied Sciences. A really nice campus. You can see the glimpse of some spaces within it. And here's Tatiana. And in the first place, of course, we started with welcoming words and introduction to the workshop program from Mikael, who was introducing the approaches of a digital pedagogy at Laura University.
It's a boon to us. So we are very easy to reach, which is also hopefully reflected in the number of people who apply. So around 1 in 5 applicants get in when they apply, so we're very popular as well. And we're the largest nursing and social and healthcare trainer in Finland. And we have around 720 is a bit low, but around 1,000 international students as well.
Personally, I was really impressed by the scope and amount of work held at the Laura University in the direction of pedagogy and the amount of approaches and methodologies that are being developed and implemented here. Laura being the frontier in the pedagogy, and I was really honored to be here and taking the best practices from the Laura team. So yeah, thank you for that.
So the topics of this session are 21st century skills, teacher's new role, and then Pia is gonna say something about learning design approach. And yeah, so those are the 3 main topics for this session. And we're gonna start with the 21st century skills.
Then we had quite reflective and insightful session from Tuija and Paulina on the 21st century skills, the new teacher's role, learning design approaches, and formative assessment, and overall transformation of learning and teaching nowadays. So we had a great discussion on how our life and work change in digital world.
This is a different variant of network media is a part of our life, and one of our aims, only one, in my opinion.
And of course, it was a hot topic for the discussion because of the wartime and experiences from the pandemic. And as the trainer sessions, we were educators who were trained by educators. We had a lot to share and discuss.
I introduced myself, however, this session has
And the next topic was introduced by Anastasia. She represents the group of partners from the Greece University of Thessaloniki.
You will have him, those of you traveling to Greece, you will have him teaching to you. And also after watching the video, they can answer a couple of questions so that we can understand is there what part they understood the most, or maybe which part they are still confused about.
Anastasia, throughout the trainer workshop, represented a lot of digital tools to enhance the pedagogy during the wartime in Ukraine. She had several lectures, and I'm really thankful for the instruments and insights she brought for us that we can actually practically use during our educational process. And the next topic that I want to share that we've covered during the trainer workshop was on media, using of media in the education. And as I've initiated my YouTube channel, that was one of the most awaited topics for me.
I've made interior design shows, food shows, women's magazine show I have developed. Can you believe that? And I understood later that this my natural tendency to do lifestyle and educational shows led me to this path. I used to be the design. I don't know if you, when you do a web course, that you think about the layout as such, or are there like lecture stills from weird positions that the video player just gives you, or do you design those? And these can be the emotional triggers for the student, like, yeah, I want to, and always it's said, it's not necessarily always true, but to put a person. We still want to see a person or an.
So as you've seen, Juha has shared a lot of examples of videos created at the Laura University, and he has the experience in producing a lot of materials. So he actually shared a great examples on how can we get the watching target group on hook, how we can generate emotions, and the fact that we really need to have the person in the video and in the learning content, because this is like the person-to-person interaction, and this is essential, not to give just rough material or rough text, but to have that emotional interaction and creating a human presence, even though we are working online in digital environment. So that was really cool to have that insight on this topic, and using pedagogical media education and using his example and his advice. Here's the photo of us in the coffee break.
Working space that is ready in the platform, but before that.
And here's the glimpse from the second day, and it was a really practical one, because we delved into the online courses development, the process of preparing a pedagogical manuscript, the guidelines, the design process of manuscript, and the ABC approach. Here is Tuya representing us some of the outcomes from the previous projects that have been held at the Laura University, specifically the ABC projects that we are actually now, a month after the workshop, are trying to implement in our partner universities in Ukraine as well.
It's available.
Of course, in between sessions, we didn't waste time and took as much photos as possible. And personally, I was impressed by the amount of spaces to promote well-being for students and for teachers. You have really nice dining place. You have really nice spaces where you can just rest, read, or support your well-being. There are spaces for physical trainings, and there are group sessions for yoga and some conscious practices. So that is really great, and this is something I wish will be shared and spread throughout all educational institutions in Europe. So yeah, absolutely great. And of course, we took some group photos with our consortium partners who made it to come to Finland, and with our trainers. So it was lovely, as I've said before, to have everyone offline and chat and share our experiences. I think offline communication is precious, and we try to make digital communication as great and as, beneficial as possible, but offline meetings is something that we always are looking for.
Ask, please discuss this and that, and then each group needs to present.
And together with Anastasia and the materials presented from the Thessaloniki University, we discussed the interactivity in teaching and how can we engage audiences through digital means, and how we can match the digital tools for engaging content and make it as beneficial as possible. So the big task for this day was to actually test the design process of manuscript and the whole design of the course, given the tools and materials and methodologies that were given from Tuija and Anssi and Anastasia through this day. So we were split in the groups and we had to present the results of our project work on updating the existing course or creating the new one. So yes, thank you Tuija and Anssi for sharing your materials and your experiences.
Remember like 10% of what they read, 20% from what they hear, 30% what they see, 50% from what they see and hear, 70% of what they say and write, and 90% of what they do as performance of their task, where the role of the teacher is being like described step by step what happens during the learning process. And then there is the double diamond model, which is more familiar from service design, but you can use it in learning design also.
Well, I have an example later on, but they are quite often difficult to measure, the course level objectives. So you need to break those down so that you can find ways to kind of find proof that, okay, student knows how to do this or have those skills or whatever. So it's highly important to really pay close attention to how you break down the learning objectives.
So here is our team in work. We've decided to design a new course based on digital pedagogy approach, and we decided to do the course for our teachers, so it will be kind of trainer in our home universities. I love such sessions with practical assessments because in this assessments you brainstorm ideas and you understand that there are a lot of things to learn despite the fact how many years you've been in higher education, and there are always great ways that you can share and take from others that will actually advance your learning process and advance the outcomes both for you and for your learners. And then Tatjana and I were presenting what we've brainstormed with our team. And actually, this framework that we've presented of newly designed course is something that we will share with our educators at our home university during May. And we're moving straight forward to day 3. Here is Paulina and Tommy introducing their materials on introduction to micro courses development, micro content, and how can we use these things at our universities, because at state universities in Ukraine, we're just in the place where we will implement it and give the real credits for such courses.
And here's an introduction text. Then this is built like on a story that happens like in everyday life. So there's a bit of a story. Videos in YouTube. We have our videos in our in Kaltura in a different video hosting platform.
And it was quite amazing to take a look at what has been already done and what is planned to be done at Laura University. Another hot topic that we've covered, and I was so excited about it that I didn't take any video, so sorry for that, was the using of AI in educational process. And it was really great, and it was very well discussed on how can we use best practices of using AI in higher education and how we can test different applications. And we were testing them and we were discussing the experiences from different universities within Ukraine and how it works in Thessaloniki and in Laura University. And of course, we were talking about how we can direct our students on what amount of AI they can use in different courses and how we can control that and how we can protect our students from leaking sensitive information and from using it beneficial, not for making them lazy or, for example, for medical educations to shrink their clinical thinking, etc. So Yes, so we had some group projects on how, on one hand, we can implement micro courses in our universities, and we've shared the experiences from different universities. So each group was composed of representatives of each university, and then we've been discussing on how can we apply AI in order to make the process more interactive and make the process more diversified.
After this, workshop and when you leave and everything, I will send you all the materials and some extra materials that will help you to kind of like.
So here at day 4, it was led by Ilka and Ansi. Firstly, we talked about the societal and organizational resilience, and Ilka has shared the plan, prepare, absorb, and adapt model for reacting to some crisis situation. Of course, we had a mini workshop on developing and analyzing what has been done at our home universities in the framework of resilience and management of crisis situation and how we can advance it. And also, we've discussed the cybersecurity for healthcare and intellectual property in education, and we were thinking of the policies and rules that we can implement in our home university in order to have a nice framework that is reliable and that both students and educators can use as the guideline on using AI and other digital tools in education. So we had also some lot of hot discussions and visions on how it can actually work in our Ukrainian realities and what we can do as the agents of change to promote a nice and good framework for cybersecurity.
Now you can look into it. I'm in the end of.
And Laura Tahonen is with us. We met her already on Monday.
And the day 5 was dedicated to ethical considerations of digital pedagogy and the workshop on promoting teacher and student well-being in digital education. So yeah, we were talking about building common understanding on well-being of digital educators and pedagogy, and we were creating a roadmap of what we have taken from the workshop and how we can implement it at home. Day 5 was led by Jaco and Laura. We are really thankful for on-hand assessment, so I couldn't take the videos as well. And here are some photos with our trainers, with Tommy, with Tuya. Thank you, Tuya, for coordinating the whole project, as Laura University is the coordinator of Ukraine Digital project, and this is a huge amount of work, starting from project management and ending to content creation. So thank you, Tuya. You're just a role model for me. So yeah, that's it from the training. At the end of the video, I'm adding some videos and some shots from Helsinki. So we had some time to check out Helsinki when there was a good weather at the end of the week, and we were lucky to have it. So thank you, the whole Laura team. Thank you for having us. Thank you for your welcomeness. We were amazed to see Ukrainian flags everywhere. We were amazed by your support for Ukrainian people. It was a great week staying in Finland, even though we had a huge and intense program. We had just a great time in Helsinki. Here's, by the way, the library in Helsinki that we've checked out. It is an amazing space for the society to speak up, to educate, to read, to relax, to do some hobbies. And I'm just amazed by the beauty of Finland and how people are cherishing the nature and cherishing the world we're living in. So it was the pre-Easter period, so yeah, it was really nice and festive. So thank you, Finland, thank you, Laura, and thank you, Ukraine DigiTrans, for advancing higher education in Ukraine and giving such great opportunities. And see you on Train the Trainer Workshop 2.
не передає.